Gun owners looking for an accurate rifle on a budget know that they can get a sub-MOA gun in a modern caliber such as 6.5 Creedmoor for under $500 from companies such as Ruger and Savage. But what if you want an accurate semi-auto AR-15 capable of reaching 1,000 yards without breaking the bank? Can you get that for under $500? In this video, we're looking at the 20-inch 6.5 Grendel Complete Upper from Palmetto State Armory. Well, that was quick. Over the past few years, gun owners have really shown interest in long and extended long-range shooting. 100 yards was simply not enough, and with the advent of factory guns capable of sub-MOA accuracy, 1,000 yards is no longer a distance to impress your friends with, at least your experienced gun owners. With bolt guns, going long range is generally easier as you have a variety of actions and calibers for firearms. You can use a variety of projectiles as your magazine length is generally not going to be an issue, and especially if you single feed. But what about semi-autos, namely the AR-15 platform? If you want a 1,000-yard capable semi-auto platform, you can easily take an AR-10 that was chambered in .308 Winchester, replace the barrel with a 6.5 Creedmoor barrel from a quality manufacturer, and go out and shoot 1,000 yards to even 1 mile. The main issue is the weight and the size of the firearm. The AR-15 platform has terrific ergonomics and massive aftermarket. However, it suffered by one primary issue: caliber choice. 223 and 5.56 cartridges were designed to fire a lighter weight bullet at higher velocities. And while this is fine for distances out to 600 yards, after that, the ballistics start falling apart and the lightweight projectiles start losing energy fast. You can, of course, load longer and heavier bullets, however, you run into the issue of having the round fit and feed from a standard AR-15 magazine. This is why you have a number of new calibers which were designed to solve this problem and to create an AR-15 sized firearm that's capable of being effective at 1,000 yards and beyond. One of the more recent attempts was 224 Valkyrie, and we have discussed it in the past. The caliber was designed to fire a 90-grain Sierra projectile that would be capable of staying supersonic out to 1,200 yards. The problem is, the industry screwed up the launch, and along with Sierra's bullet manufacturing issues, you have a big mess of a whole different barrel twist and projectiles issue as well. You now have guns that either shoot lights out or guns that can't seem to get a group better than 2 MOA. The more popular and fast-growing alternative, however, has been 6.5 Grendel. And the 6.5 Grendel is essentially a 7.62x39 cartridge that was necked down to a more efficient 6.5mm projectile. The round is now capable of fitting into an AR-sized magazine, and you can fire a more efficient bullet carrying more energy at further distances. The downside is capacity, and you're typically getting 20 rounds in a magazine that would fit otherwise 30 rounds of .223. The ones I have here are the brand new MN2 magazines that almost looks like a 20-round mag, but it only fits 10. So, the question is, can you buy or build an AR-15 upper in 6.5 Grendel and be sub-MOA? The first place I wanted to start is with a complete upper from Palmetto State Armory. It's priced right and is rumored to shoot quite well. Let's take a look at the features, what you're getting for just under $500, and then we'll take it for a spin. Palmetto State Armory is known to produce a quality product at very reasonable prices, with their company goal of providing firearms to as many people as possible in order to secure the Second Amendment, in line with what I believe is going to be the most effective way of protecting the Second Amendment. The company offers 6.5 Grendel cartridge chambered in a variety of complete uppers that you would put onto AR-15 lower of your choice, and complete rifles. Because I already have my lower receiver and have my choice of the AR-15 buttstock, I went with the complete upper. Palmetto offers 6.5 Grendel uppers in 12, 18, and 20-inch barrel lengths and a number of handguard varieties. I went with a 20-inch barrel and lightweight rail option. Yes, a more recent trend has been seeing people going with 6.5 Grendel in short pistol configurations, and we will explore that shortly. At the core of the upper is a 20-inch 416R stainless steel barrel with a 1-in-8 twist. I like the 1-in-8 twist right here, as that'll give you the option of stabilizing heavier bullets beyond the 120 or 123 grain bullets you typically see. Oftentimes, 6.5 Grendel barrels in 20 inches or more will have a 1-in-9 twist rate or more. As expected, the upper does have a rifle length gas system, and a nice touch here is the adjustable gas block. This way you can tune the gas system to your needs, especially if you're going to be shooting the suppressed, which we will later on. The barrel is threaded 5/8 by 24 and comes with a standard A2 flash hider. This is certainly a place where Palmetto State Armory can save some money and pass the savings on to you. Muzzle devices are a personal choice, and no matter what design PSA would have gone with, people would still be complaining and they would want something else. This way, you have the basic A2 flash hider and can then replace it with a brake comp flash hider or a suppressor mount of your choice. Moving back, the barrel sits in a mil-spec forged 7075 T6 upper and is finished with hard coat anodized. The upper receiver comes with a standard charging handle, and you can change it out for a charging handle of your choice. One thing to note, much to mil-spec, the upper does come with a forward assist and a dust cover, much of note, it does come with a forward assist and a dust cover. So completing the look, PSA does use, turn it this way. Completing the look, PSA does use their 15-inch lightweight M-Lok rail, which gives the upper a great look without adding too much weight. Lastly, Palmetto ships these uppers complete with the 6.5 Grendel bolt carrier groups. The bolt is made out of 9310 steel, and that has been shot peened and gas key hardened. The gas key has been hardened to USGI specifications. The bolt carrier is made out of 8620 steel and is nitride finished. The one thing you do need to know is the type of bolt face you have. Original 6.5 Grendels used the Type 1, or basically the 7.62x39 bolt face, while the SAMI spec 6.5 Grendels use a Type 2 bolt face, which has a slightly different depth to the bolt face. While pretty much most of the 6.5 Grendels out there are now Type 2, if you are building a 6.5 Grendel yourself, make sure the barrel and the bolt are of the same type. If your company doesn't know the answer, or says there's only one, run. The only modification I have to the upper itself is going to be the deflector brake from Havoc Tactical Solutions, and this one is the stealth camo finish. The deflector brake does two things. First, it's going to force the brass into a nice 2 o'clock position rather than the properly ejected 4 o'clock position, which would be a nuisance to anyone behind you or on the firing line, especially if you're not at a range like this where there's seldom anybody else here. Second, and more important for me with the 6.5 Grendel, it will prevent the brass from getting beat up on the ejector, well, the deflector, helping you save the brass necks for reloading. Because I plan on reloading both 6.5 Grendel and 6mm arc, I want to save as much of the brass as possible. For a detailed video on the brass deflector, take a look at the video linked above. So the upper is going to sit in my spikes lower with a Geisley trigger and the standard ergo grip. What we're using the FAB Rapid Adjustable Precision Stock, or the RAPS, along with the adjustable bag rider from Longshot Precision. Along with that, we're using the FAB Spike Bipod. I've also done a video on all of these components in the past, and you can find them linked above as well. Lastly, with this new upper, I'm testing the Sturka S7 rifle scope. It is the 2.5 to 15 magnification with the BDC second focal plane reticle. This is a terrific scope with awesome glass that would be perfect for hunters or people entering the precision rifle world. I'll have a separate video on the scope in the near future, and if you are watching this in the future, you'll be able to find it linked above as well. Lastly, we're using these brand new polymer 10-round 6.5 Grendel magazines from Men2. And these are the first polymer magazines available for 6.5 Grendel. You can find a link for these in the description below. The ammo that we're using will be the very popular Hornady Black, which is 123 grain ELD match bullet. So let's load up some more mags, these are already loaded, and put some rounds down range. If we can get anywhere around 1.5 MOA, I would call this a good deal. And if we can get 1 MOA or better, this will be a great deal. So let's find out. We'll start at 110 yards and then we'll take it out to 330. Okay, we're on paper. Okay. 2480. All right, so we are, actually elevation is just fine. We're about an inch to the right. That looks like 2 and 1. Nope. Nice. All right. All right, so essentially we have it sighted in. So we're going to load up some ammo. Wow, the barrel is hot. All right, so first impressions. Recoil is not bad. Not bad at all. It looks like it's a bit over an inch of a group out there. Higher magnification would surely help. This is only up to a 15x power scope. What I will say is actually moving the gun back and forth. This is so damn weight balanced. So right here you can basically tell with the bipod, even with the bipod, the center of gravity is somewhere right around here, and this is just awesome. This feels much more well balanced than a lot of my other bull barrel type guns. And between the wrap stock and the bipod, you're balancing out a little bit of weight, and then also the adjustable bag riders adding some weight where it's needed. I like it. You do feel more recoil. It's obviously more than 223. It is nowhere near, let's say, for example, if you're shooting 760 by 39, a little bit less. I'm sure having a nice muzzle brake on here would kill it even more, or if you're going to be shooting it with a suppressor. What I will say is, and I'm feeling it right now already, this trigger is probably right around 4.5 pounds. I will need to replace it with like a Gem Tech trigger or something like that, especially for precision type shooting. Because, like I said, I'm coming up to a clean wall, but the brake is heavy, and I do feel it being a little bit more difficult. So I'm also going to review the footage and see where the brass ended up. I see there's some brass over there. There's some brass over here. Ooh, look at all this brass right here. Beautiful. Nice, pleasant surprise. Brass does not show any issues. And look at this. The brass necks are all perfect. So this brass is perfect for reloading. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. There's at least 7 on the table. I see the rest over there, so it looks like it bounced against the labrador and it fell to the floor. All right, so I'm going to let this barrel cool down a little bit, and then we're going to go for groups. We'll shoot 2 groups at 100, and then I'll move the target back out there. Okay, 24. So the velocity is weird. I was getting right around 2,500 feet per second, and now it's like dropping. Boom, okay. So that's a 3-shot group. Holy crap! Okay, pull that one a little high. Okay. No, well, there's a sub 1-inch 3-shot group. Oh, don't tell me I wasn't recording. I wasn't recording. Putting a little target slot.
sniper target in there.
Yes, we can. The weight balance is a little bit off, especially with the suppressor, but yes, you can absolutely squat it. The Palmetto State Armory seems to be a great value for what you get and a great entry into precision shooting with an AR-15 platform. While it was severely impacted by a bad trigger, we were able to squeeze out a number of sub-MOA 3-shot groups with basic Hornady black ammo, with one of the groups being .434 inches or a sub .4 MOA group. Because of the trigger, while it was fairly easy to get a good 3-shot group, 5-shot groups were quite a bit more difficult. In either case, even as it is, there are no issues hitting an 8-inch steel plate at 330 yards. In the next video, I will have the trigger replaced to something a little bit more attuned to precision shooting, and we'll go out for some more groups at 300 yards and beyond. For now, I'm quite impressed with what we have and really looking forward to seeing how much more we can squeeze out of this gun. As always, I hope you enjoyed the video. Thanks for watching and keep on squatting. Well, that was quick.